Welcome to Deep Science Sleep. Settle into your most comfortable position. Let the day's tensions dissolve from your shoulders, from your jaw, from every muscle that has carried the weight of your waking hours. Tonight, you're embarking on a peaceful journey through the gentle world of herbal sleep remedies, where ancient wisdom meets modern understanding, and where the simple plants that grow beneath the sun have quietly offered their gifts to weary humans for thousands upon thousands of years. As we explore together, let each fact wash over you like a warm wave, each story settle into your mind like a soft blanket, and allow yourself to drift deeper into relaxation with every passing moment. Ancient origins, the dawn of herbal medicine. Long before pharmacies lined city streets, before pills came in bottles with child-proof caps, before the very concept of modern medicine existed, humans looked to the earth for healing. Picture, if you will, a time tens of thousands of years ago, when our ancestors first noticed that certain plants growing wild in meadows and forests possessed remarkable properties. A leaf that, when chewed, quieted an aching tooth. A flower that, when steeped in water, calmed a racing heart. A root that, when prepared just so, ushered in the most peaceful, restorative sleep imaginable. The relationship between humans and medicinal plants stretches back into the mists of prehistory, so ancient that we can only piece together its origins through archaeological discoveries and the study of traditional practices that have survived to the present day. In caves across Europe, archaeologists have found evidence that Neanderthals, our evolutionary cousins, deliberately gathered and used medicinal plants over 60,000 years ago. They knew, somehow, that certain plants could ease suffering, promote healing, and yes, encourage restful sleep. In ancient Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where some of humanity's first cities rose from the fertile soil, healers inscribed their knowledge onto clay tablets that still survive today. These remarkable documents, dating back more than 4,000 years, describe hundreds of plant remedies in cuneiform script pressed into damp clay with reed styluses. Among these ancient prescriptions were treatments specifically designed to induce sleep and calm troubled minds. The Mesopotamians understood that restlessness and insomnia plagued their people just as it does ours, and they turned to the poppy, to various aromatic herbs, and to plants whose names we can barely translate today, seeking the gift of peaceful slumber. Travel now, in your imagination, to the banks of the Nile, where ancient Egyptian civilization flourished for 3 millennia. The Egyptians possessed such sophisticated knowledge of herbal medicine that their practices influenced medical traditions across the Mediterranean world and beyond. In the papyri that survived from ancient Egypt, the famous Ebers papyrus among them, we find extensive documentation of sleep remedies and sedatives. The Egyptians were the first civilization we know of to prescribe opium from poppy seeds as a treatment for insomnia and pain. They created elaborate preparations combining various herbs with wine, honey, and other substances, formulating remedies that would help temple priests achieve the sacred sleep state necessary for divine dreams and prophecies. The ancient Egyptians built special sleep temples, magnificent structures dedicated to healing through rest and dreams. People would journey from across the kingdom to these temples, where they underwent purification rituals involving baths scented with frankincense and myrrh, 2 resins that even today we recognize for their calming, sleep-promoting properties. After cleansing their bodies and minds, seekers would sleep in designated chambers within the temple, often drinking herbal preparations designed to enhance dreaming and promote deep, restorative sleep. The priests interpreted the dreams that came during this sacred sleep, prescribing further herbal treatments, dietary changes, and lifestyle modifications based on the visions received. In ancient Greece, the tradition of healing through sleep reached new heights of sophistication. The Greeks built sanctuaries called Asclepions, named after Asclepius, their god of medicine and healing. These were not simply temples but comprehensive healing centers where sleep played a central role in treatment. The most famous Asclepion at Epidaurus drew patients from across the Greek world, all seeking healing through the practice called incubation, the deliberate cultivation of healing sleep and therapeutic dreams. The process began with ritual purification, just as in Egypt. Patients would bathe in sacred springs, make offerings to the gods, and often fast to cleanse their bodies and prepare their minds for the healing sleep to come. Then, in special sleeping chambers called abatons, they would lie down to sleep, often after consuming herbal preparations designed to promote vivid, meaningful dreams. The Greeks used various plants for this purpose, including poppy, mandrake, and henbane, powerful herbs that could induce altered states of consciousness and deep sleep when prepared with knowledge and care. Greek physicians like Hippocrates, often called the father of medicine, and Galen, whose medical texts remained authoritative for more than 1,000 years, wrote extensively about sleep and its importance to health. They understood sleep not merely as rest, but as a fundamental process necessary for maintaining the balance of the four humors, the bodily fluids they believed governed health and temperament. When these humors fell out of balance, causing disease and distress, proper sleep aided by appropriate herbal remedies could help restore equilibrium and well-being. The Greek medical tradition recognized that different plants possessed different qualities of heat and cold, moisture and dryness. They classified certain herbs as cooling and moistening, perfect for calming an overheated, agitated mind and inviting sleep. Chamomile, even in ancient times, was recognized for its gentle sedative properties. Rose petals were used in sleep pillows and herbal preparations. Lavender, growing wild across the Mediterranean hillsides, found its way into bathing rituals and sleep aids. The Greeks understood something profound: that plants could speak to the body in ways that promoted natural, healthy sleep without the violence of forcing unconsciousness upon an unwilling mind. Traveling eastward, we find equally sophisticated herbal sleep traditions in ancient China and India. Traditional Chinese medicine, with its roots reaching back more than 2,000 years into documented history and likely much further into oral tradition, developed an intricate understanding of how various herbs could address different types of sleep disturbance. Chinese physicians recognized that insomnia could arise from many different imbalances in the body's vital energy, or qi, and that different herbs were needed to address different underlying causes. The ancient Chinese pharmacopoeia included hundreds of herbal medicines, many specifically designated for calming the spirit and promoting sleep. Herbs like jujube seed, used for thousands of years, were prescribed to nourish the heart and calm the mind. Reishi mushroom, considered a superior tonic in Chinese medicine, was believed to promote peaceful sleep and extend lifespan. Chinese herbalists combined plants in careful formulations, understanding that herbs worked synergistically, each enhancing the effects of the others in ways that single herbs could never achieve alone. In India, The ancient healing tradition of Ayurveda, literally meaning the science of life, developed over thousands of years a comprehensive system for understanding health, disease, and the crucial role of sleep in maintaining vitality. Ayurvedic physicians understood that different constitutional types, called doshas, required different approaches to treating sleep disturbances. The herb ashwagandha, whose name translates roughly to the smell of a horse, suggesting both its distinctive aroma and its ability to impart the strength and vitality of a stallion, has been used in Ayurveda for over 3,000 years as a powerful sleep aid and stress reliever. Ayurvedic texts describe elaborate bedtime rituals designed to prepare the body and mind for sleep. These included gentle oil massage with warm sesame or coconut oil infused with sleep-promoting herbs, the practice of drinking warm milk mixed with herbs like nutmeg and cardamom, and the maintenance of regular sleep schedules aligned with natural cycles of light and darkness. The Ayurvedic approach recognized what modern sleep science now confirms: that sleep is not simply the absence of wakefulness but an active, vital process that requires proper preparation and support. Across medieval Europe, even as classical learning faded and the great libraries of the ancient world crumbled, herbal knowledge survived in monastery gardens and the homes of wise women and village healers. Monks cultivated medicinal gardens where they grew the healing plants described in ancient texts, carefully copying and preserving manuscripts that detailed the preparation and use of hundreds of herbal remedies. Among these were numerous preparations for sleep, from simple teas of chamomile and linden flower to more complex formulations involving multiple herbs, wines, and spirits. The medieval herbals, beautifully illustrated manuscripts that served as practical guides to plant medicine, devoted considerable attention to herbs that could promote sleep and ease anxiety. They described how to prepare sleep pillows filled with dried lavender, rose petals, and other aromatic herbs whose scent alone could invite peaceful slumber. They detailed the preparation of dwale, a powerful anesthetic drink used before surgery, which combines sleep-inducing plants like henbane, hemlock, and opium in proportions carefully calculated to render a patient unconscious without killing them. A delicate balance that speaks to the sophisticated understanding medieval herbalists possessed despite lacking modern scientific equipment or knowledge. This vast tradition of herbal sleep medicine, stretching across continents and millennia, represents an accumulated wisdom born from countless nights of experimentation, observation, and careful refinement. Our ancestors learned through direct experience which plants could safely guide the mind into sleep, which combinations worked best for different types of sleeplessness, and how to prepare these remedies to maximize their effectiveness while minimizing unwanted effects. This knowledge, passed down through generations, tested and proven by millions of individual experiences, forms the foundation upon which modern understanding of herbal sleep remedies is built. The science of sleep and plant chemistry. To truly appreciate how herbal remedies promote sleep, we must first understand what sleep actually is, how it functions in the brain, and what can disrupt this most fundamental of biological processes. Sleep is not, as it might appear from the outside, a simple shutting down of consciousness, a temporary death from which we awaken each morning. Rather, sleep is an extraordinarily complex, active state during which the brain and body engage in crucial processes of repair, consolidation, and restoration. Modern neuroscience has revealed that sleep involves intricate coordination between multiple brain regions and numerous chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. At the heart of sleep regulation lies a delicate balance between wakefulness-promoting systems and sleep-promoting systems, each involving different neurotransmitters, different brain regions, and different patterns of neuronal activity. When we fall asleep, it's not because our wakefulness systems simply shut off, but because sleep-promoting systems gradually overcome them, tipping the balance and allowing consciousness to shift into the altered state we call sleep. The most important neurotransmitter for sleep is gamma-aminobutyric acid, mercifully abbreviated as GABA. GABA is the brain's primary inhibitory neurotransmitter, meaning its job is to reduce neuronal activity, to quiet the constant chatter of neurons firing and communicating. When GABA binds to its receptors on neurons throughout the brain, it opens channels that allow chloride ions to flow into the cells, making them less likely to fire. This creates a cascade of calming, quieting effects across brain networks, gradually reducing arousal and allowing the transition into sleep. Understanding GABA is crucial because many sleep-promoting herbs work, at least in part, by enhancing GABA activity in the brain. Some herbs contain compounds that directly bind to GABA receptors, mimicking GABA's calming effects. Others enhance the brain's production of GABA or reduce its breakdown, allowing more GABA to accumulate and exert its sleep-promoting influence. Still others make GABA receptors more sensitive to GABA's effects, so that the same amount of GABA produces a stronger calming response. The genius of many traditional herbal remedies lies in their ability to gently modulate this crucial sleep-promoting system. But GABA is not the only neurotransmitter involved in sleep. Adenosine, a chemical that builds up in the brain during waking hours, creates increasing pressure to sleep the longer we remain awake. Adenosine levels rise throughout the day, binding to adenosine receptors and making us feel progressively more tired. When we finally sleep, adenosine levels decrease, relieving the sleep pressure and allowing us to wake refreshed. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors, which is why it makes us feel alert even when we're actually quite tired, our adenosine levels still high and building. Some herbs interact with adenosine receptors as well, modulating the sleep pressure system in ways that promote easier sleep onset. Serotonin, often called the happiness neurotransmitter, also plays complex roles in sleep regulation. The brain uses serotonin as a building block to create melatonin, the hormone that signals nighttime to the body and helps synchronize our internal clock with the external cycle of day and night. Herbs that influence serotonin systems can indirectly affect melatonin production and sleep-wake rhythms. Additionally, serotonin itself has complicated effects on different sleep stages, influencing everything from how easily we fall asleep to how we progress through the various stages of sleep throughout the night. Histamine, the same neurotransmitter involved in allergic reactions, also promotes wakefulness. Antihistamine medications make us drowsy precisely because they block histamine receptors in the brain, reducing the wakefulness signal that histamine provides. Some sleep-promoting herbs contain compounds that interact with histamine systems, gently reducing their wakefulness-promoting effects and making it easier to fall asleep. Now, having sketched this picture of sleep's neurochemistry, we can begin to appreciate the remarkable sophistication of plant compounds. Plants are master chemists, synthesizing thousands upon thousands of different molecules as they grow, each serving specific purposes in the plant's life. Some compounds protect against insects and disease. Others attract pollinators or help the plant respond to environmental stress. And many of these plant compounds, when consumed by humans, happen to interact with our own neurochemistry in ways that can profoundly influence our sleep. The plant compounds most relevant to sleep fall into several broad categories. Alkaloids are nitrogen-containing compounds that often have powerful effects on the nervous system. The alkaloids in plants like valerian and passionflower interact with neurotransmitter systems in ways that promote relaxation and sleep. Terpenoids, also called terpenes, are aromatic compounds that give many plants their distinctive scents. The terpenoids in lavender and chamomile not only smell pleasant but also possess genuine pharmacological activity, calming the nervous system through multiple mechanisms. Flavonoids are polyphenolic compounds found in countless plants, including many vegetables and fruits we eat daily. Certain flavonoids, like apigenin in chamomile, have specific sleep-promoting properties we're only beginning to fully understand. What makes plant compounds particularly interesting for sleep is that they tend to work gently and through multiple mechanisms simultaneously. Unlike pharmaceutical sleep medications that often target a single receptor system with hammer-like precision and power, herbal compounds typically have more subtle, multi-targeted effects. A single herb might contain dozens of active compounds, each interacting with slightly different receptors or pathways, creating a concert of gentle influences rather than a single overwhelming force. This can result in sleep that feels more natural, more refreshing, and less likely to produce the side effects common with stronger pharmaceutical interventions. The blood-brain barrier, a selective filtering system that protects the brain from potentially harmful substances circulating in the bloodstream, allows certain plant compounds to pass while blocking others. Sleep-promoting plant compounds tend to be relatively small molecules with specific chemical properties that permit them to cross this barrier and reach their target receptors in the brain. Some compounds cross very quickly, producing effects within minutes of consumption. Others cross more slowly, creating gradual, sustained effects over hours. The liver metabolizes most plant compounds after they're absorbed from the digestive tract, transforming them into different forms that may be more or less active than the original compounds. This metabolic processing affects how long an herb's effects last and how those effects change over time. Some herbs produce metabolites that are actually more sleep-promoting than the original compounds consumed, while others are gradually broken down into inactive forms. Understanding these metabolic processes helps explain why different herbs have different timing profiles, why some work best when taken an hour before bed while others can be consumed right at bedtime. Individual genetic variation also influences how people respond to herbal sleep aids. The enzymes that metabolize plant compounds vary somewhat from person to person due to genetic differences, meaning the same herb at the same dose can have somewhat different effects in different individuals. This genetic variation partly explains why an herb that works wonderfully for one person might be less effective for another, and why the traditional practice of herbal medicine involved carefully observing individual responses and adjusting remedies accordingly. The synergistic effects of combining multiple herbs represent another fascinating aspect of traditional herbal medicine. Herbalists have long known that certain herbs work better together than alone, each enhancing the effects of the others in ways that exceed what you'd expect from simply adding their individual effects. Modern research is beginning to uncover the mechanisms behind these synergies. revealing that compounds from different herbs can interact in complex ways, sometimes making GABA receptors more sensitive, sometimes slowing the metabolic breakdown of active compounds so they remain effective longer, sometimes combining different calming mechanisms to create more complete sleep support than any single herb could provide alone. Chamomile, the gentle evening companion. Among all the herbs traditionally used to promote sleep and relaxation, perhaps none is more universally beloved than chamomile. This gentle flower, with its sunny yellow center surrounded by delicate white petals, has been humanity's bedtime companion for so long that we find references to its calming properties in texts dating back thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians dedicated chamomile to their gods and used it extensively in healing rituals. The ancient Greeks prescribed it for fevers and women's ailments. The Romans enjoyed chamomile tea and used the herb to flavor a unique variety of wine. Across medieval Europe, chamomile grew in monastery gardens and cottage plots, and its flowers were gathered, dried, and stored for use throughout the long winter months when fresh plants were unavailable. There are actually two plants commonly called chamomile, both used similarly but with subtle differences in flavor and composition. German chamomile, scientifically known as Matricaria chamomilla or Matricaria recutida, is an annual plant native to Europe and Western Asia but now naturalized across much of the temperate world. Roman chamomile, Chamaemelum nobile, is a perennial with a lower, more spreading growth habit and a somewhat more bitter flavor. When most people speak of chamomile tea for sleep, they're referring to German chamomile, which is more commonly cultivated for medicinal use, though both species possess relaxing properties. Picture a chamomile plant growing in a sunny field. It stands perhaps a foot or two high, its stems branching and rebranching, each branch tipped with a single flower head. These flower heads are composite flowers, meaning what looks like a single flower is actually a collection of many tiny flowers clustered together. The white petals are actually individual ray flowers, each a complete flower in itself, while the yellow center is composed of hundreds of tiny disc flowers packed tightly together. This architecture concentrates the plant's medicinal compounds in a small, easy-to-harvest package. When chamomile flowers are dried properly, they retain their gentle apple-like scent, a fragrance that many people find immediately calming even before they taste the tea. This scent comes from the plant's essential oils, complex mixtures of volatile organic compounds that evaporate easily, carrying their aroma into the air. The essential oil content of chamomile flowers ranges from about 0.25% to nearly 2% by weight, depending on growing conditions, harvest timing, and drying methods. This might seem like a small percentage, but essential oils are extremely concentrated, and even these small amounts contribute significantly to chamomile's effects. The most important compound in chamomile for promoting sleep is a flavonoid called apigenin. Flavonoids are a large family of plant compounds with diverse effects on human health, from antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties to effects on neurotransmitter systems. Apigenin is particularly interesting because it binds to benzodiazepine receptors in the brain, the same receptors targeted by prescription anti-anxiety and sleep medications. However, apigenin's effects are much gentler than those of pharmaceutical benzodiazepines, producing mild relaxation and sedation without the risk of dependency or severe side effects. Research has shown that apigenin works by binding to a specific site on GABA receptors, particularly those containing beta subunits. When apigenin binds to these receptors, it makes them more responsive to GABA, the brain's main calming neurotransmitter. This means that the same amount of GABA produces a stronger calming effect when apigenin is present. The result is a gentle enhancement of the brain's natural sleep-promoting mechanisms rather than an overwhelming chemical forcing of sleep. Chamomile flowers typically contain about 1% apigenin by weight, mostly in a form called apigenin glycoside, where the apigenin molecule is bound to sugar molecules. When you drink chamomile tea, digestive enzymes break apart these glycosides, releasing the apigenin, which is then absorbed into the bloodstream. Apigenin crosses the blood-brain barrier relatively easily, reaching the brain within minutes to hours of consuming chamomile tea, where it can exert its calming, sleep-promoting effects. But apigenin is far from the only active compound in chamomile. The essential oils in chamomile flowers include substances like alpha-bisabolol and chamizoline, both of which have anti-inflammatory and calming properties. Chamizoline, which gives chamomile oil its characteristic blue color when steam distilled, forms during the distillation process from compounds called matricins present in the fresh flowers. This compound has been studied for its ability to reduce anxiety and promote relaxation, working through mechanisms that complement apigenin's effects on GABA receptors. Chamomile also contains other flavonoids besides apigenin, including quercetin and luteolin, both of which have their own anti-inflammatory and potentially sleep-supporting properties. The combination of these various compounds creates what herbalists call a synergistic effect, where the whole plant extract works better than you'd expect from simply adding up the effects of its individual components. The different compounds enhance each other's absorption, protect each other from rapid metabolism, and work on complementary pathways to create a more complete calming and sleep-promoting effect. Clinical research on chamomile and sleep has produced encouraging results, though studies vary in their findings depending on the specific preparation used, the population studied, and how outcomes were measured. A study of postnatal women, a group often struggling with sleep disruption due to the demands of caring for a newborn, found that drinking chamomile tea daily for 2 weeks significantly improved sleep quality compared to women who didn't drink the tea. The chamomile drinkers reported feeling more rested, falling asleep more easily, and experiencing fewer sleep disturbances, improvements that persisted for at least a week after they stopped drinking the tea. Research on chamomile extract in capsule form has shown similar benefits. One study gave people with chronic insomnia standardized chamomile extract containing a known amount of apigenin, twice daily for 28 days. While the study didn't find dramatic improvements in objective measures like total sleep time measured with sleep monitors, participants reported feeling better during the day, suggesting that chamomile improved the refreshing quality of their sleep even if it didn't necessarily make them sleep longer. Another study found that chamomile helped reduce anxiety symptoms, which makes sense given apigenin's effects on anxiety-related brain circuits, and reducing anxiety often secondarily improves sleep quality. The anxiolytic or anxiety-reducing effects of chamomile deserve special attention because anxiety and sleep problems are so closely intertwined. Many people with insomnia have racing thoughts, worries, or general anxiety that keeps them awake or causes them to wake during the night. By gently reducing anxiety, chamomile can remove one of the major barriers to good sleep, allowing the mind to settle and quiet enough for sleep to occur naturally. Interestingly, research has found that chamomile's effects on sleep quality may be more pronounced in certain populations. Women seem to respond particularly well to chamomile, possibly due to hormonal influences on both anxiety levels and GABA receptor sensitivity. Younger people also tend to report more noticeable benefits than older individuals, though chamomile has been used safely and effectively by people of all ages throughout history. People with milder sleep problems often notice more improvement than those with severe, chronic insomnia, suggesting that chamomile works best for supporting normal sleep processes rather than overriding severe sleep dysfunction. The safety profile of chamomile is excellent. One reason it remains so popular after thousands of years of use. The most common side effect is allergic reaction in people sensitive to plants in the same family, which includes ragweed, chrysanthemums, and marigolds. These reactions are usually mild, involving symptoms like itchy eyes or skin rash, though in rare cases more severe allergic responses can occur. People with known allergies to these plants should approach chamomile cautiously or avoid it altogether. Pregnant women are often advised to limit chamomile consumption, not because of proven risks but out of general caution regarding any substance that might theoretically affect pregnancy. Preparing chamomile tea properly ensures you extract the maximum benefit from the flowers. The traditional method involves using 1 to 2 tablespoons of dried chamomile flowers per cup of water, steeping them in water that's just below boiling, around 90 to 95 degrees Celsius or about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Boiling water can degrade some of the delicate essential oils and compounds, so slightly cooler water is ideal. Steeping time of 5 to 10 minutes allows the water to extract the flavonoids, essential oils, and other active compounds without becoming overly bitter. Covering the cup while steeping prevents the aromatic essential oils from evaporating into the air, keeping them in the tea where they can exert their effects. Some people enhance their chamomile tea with honey, which not only improves the flavor but may contribute its own subtle sleep-promoting effects. Honey contains small amounts of tryptophan, an amino acid the brain uses to make serotonin and melatonin, and the simple sugars in honey can help tryptophan cross the blood-brain barrier more effectively. A small amount of lemon can add a pleasant flavor contrast and contribute vitamin C, though the acidity might extract different compounds from the chamomile than hot water alone. Traditional recipes sometimes combine chamomile with other calming herbs like linden flower or lemon balm, creating blends whose effects complement and enhance each other. The ritual of preparing and drinking chamomile tea contributes to its sleep-promoting effects beyond the pharmacological actions of its compounds. Taking time in the evening to prepare tea, sitting quietly while sipping it, feeling the warmth of the cup in your hands, inhaling the gentle floral aroma. All these sensory experiences signal to your mind and body that the day is ending and sleep is approaching. This behavioral and psychological component of chamomile tea shouldn't be underestimated, as the mind's expectations and the body's conditioned responses to familiar bedtime rituals powerfully influence sleep quality. Lavender, the purple fields of tranquility. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine vast fields of lavender. Row upon row of purple-flowered shrubs stretching toward distant hills under a clear blue sky. The air shimmers with heat and hums with the sound of countless bees visiting the nectar-rich flowers. The scent, impossibly sweet and herbaceous and somehow both calming and uplifting at once, fills every breath. This is lavender country, the sun-drenched hills of Provence in southern France, where lavender has been cultivated for centuries, and where the connection between this remarkable plant and peaceful sleep has been understood for generations. Lavender, in its many species and varieties, is native to the Mediterranean region, though it now grows in gardens and farms around the world wherever the climate permits. The name lavender comes from the Latin word lavare, meaning to wash, a reference to the ancient Roman practice of adding lavender to bathwater for its cleansing and relaxing properties. The Romans understood what modern research now confirms, that lavender's effects work through smell as well as through compounds absorbed into the body. The most commonly used species for sleep purposes is Lavandula angustifolia, sometimes called English lavender or true lavender, though it's English only in the sense that it grows well in England's climate, not because it originates there. This species produces the highest quality essential oil, rich in the compounds most beneficial for promoting relaxation and sleep. Other species like Lavandula latifolia, spike lavender, and Lavandula ex intermedia, lavandin, also have medicinal uses but contain different balances of aromatic compounds and are generally considered less ideal for sleep purposes. A lavender plant is a woody perennial shrub that can live for many years, its gray-green aromatic leaves persisting through winter while its purple flower spikes bloom in summer. The flowers grow in dense spikes atop long stalks, each spike containing dozens of individual small flowers packed closely together. These flowers produce nectar abundantly, making lavender a favorite of bees and other pollinators. And it's in these flowers that the plant concentrates its medicinal essential oils. The essential oil of lavender contains over 100 different chemical compounds, but two are most important for its calming and sleep-promoting effects: linalool and linalool acetate. These compounds make up the majority of the oil, typically around 35% linalool and 51% linalool acetate in high-quality lavender, though exact percentages vary depending on growing conditions, harvest timing, and distillation methods. Both compounds are terpenoids, organic molecules that plants use for various purposes, including attracting pollinators and defending against pests. Linalool is a monoterpene alcohol with a sweet, floral scent. When you smell lavender, much of what you're detecting is linalool volatilizing into the air and reaching the olfactory receptors in your nose. But linalool does more than simply smell pleasant. Research has shown that linalool can reduce anxiety-like behaviors in laboratory animals, decrease stress hormone levels, and promote sleep through several mechanisms. One important pathway involves linalool's effects on the autonomic nervous system, the part of your nervous system that controls automatic functions like heart rate, breathing, and digestion. The autonomic nervous system has two main branches: the sympathetic system, which activates fight or flight responses and increases alertness and arousal, and the parasympathetic system, which promotes rest, digestion, and recovery. These two systems balance each other, with sympathetic dominance during the day when we need to be alert and active, and parasympathetic dominance at night when we need to rest and restore. Linalool shifts this balance toward parasympathetic dominance, slowing heart rate, reducing blood pressure, and creating the physiological conditions conducive to sleep. Linalool acetate, the other major component of lavender oil, is an ester formed from linalool and acetic acid. It has a lighter, slightly fruity floral scent compared to linalool and possesses its own sedative and anxiety-reducing properties. like linalool, linylyl acetate, can influence neurotransmitter systems, particularly by enhancing GABA activity in the brain. Some research suggests that linylyl acetate may work synergistically with linalool, each compound enhancing the effects of the other in ways that make lavender oil more effective than either compound would be alone. The way lavender works for sleep involves both inhalation of its aromatic compounds and, when taken orally, absorption of its constituents into the bloodstream. When you inhale lavender scent, volatile compounds like linalool and linylyl acetate travel through your nasal passages and interact with olfactory receptors, specialized nerve cells that detect different odors. These receptors send signals directly to brain regions involved in emotion, memory, and physiological regulation, including the limbic system and particularly a structure called the amygdala. The amygdala plays crucial roles in processing emotions, especially fear and anxiety. When the amygdala becomes overactive, it can drive anxiety, worry, and difficulty sleeping. Lavender's aromatic compounds appear to modulate amygdala activity, reducing its reactivity to stressful stimuli and promoting a calmer emotional state. This happens remarkably quickly, within minutes of inhaling lavender scent, which is why even brief exposure to lavender aromatherapy can produce noticeable relaxation. Studies using EEG, electroencephalography that measures electrical activity in the brain, have found that lavender aromatherapy changes brain wave patterns in ways associated with relaxation and sleep. Specifically, lavender increases delta waves, the slow brain waves characteristic of deep sleep, while decreasing alpha and beta waves associated with alertness and mental activity. These changes suggest that lavender genuinely shifts the brain into states more conducive to sleep rather than simply creating a pleasant placebo effect. Research on lavender and sleep has employed various methods, from asking people to rate their subjective sleep quality to using objective measures like polysomnography, the comprehensive sleep study that records brain waves, eye movements, muscle activity, heart rhythm, and breathing throughout the night. Studies using lavender aromatherapy, where participants inhale lavender scent before and during sleep, have generally found improvements in reported sleep quality, with people saying they fall asleep faster, wake less during the night, and feel more refreshed in the morning. One particularly interesting study used a clever design to minimize placebo effects. Researchers released lavender aroma automatically when participants entered deep sleep stages, so the participants didn't consciously know when lavender was present and when it wasn't. Even under these blinded conditions, lavender increased the amount and depth of slow-wave sleep, the most restorative sleep stage. The participants also reported better sleep quality on nights when lavender was released, even though they didn't know which nights those were. Oral lavender oil supplements, typically standardized to contain specific amounts of linalool and linylyl acetate and encapsulated to protect the volatile oils, have also shown promise in clinical trials. Studies have found that taking lavender oil capsules daily can reduce anxiety symptoms and improve sleep quality over several weeks of use. The effects build gradually as the compounds accumulate in the body and exert their ongoing influence on neurotransmitter systems and physiological stress responses. Interestingly, research suggests that lavender may be particularly effective for certain groups. Women appear more responsive to lavender's sleep-promoting effects than men, possibly due to hormonal influences on both olfactory sensitivity and neurochemical responses to lavender's constituents. People with mild to moderate sleep problems seem to benefit more than those with severe insomnia, suggesting that lavender works best for supporting natural sleep processes rather than forcing sleep in severely dysfunctional systems. Younger individuals often report more noticeable effects than older people, though lavender can benefit people across the age spectrum. The versatility of lavender for sleep purposes is remarkable. You can use dried lavender flowers to make tea, though the flavor is quite strong and not everyone finds it pleasant to drink. More commonly, people use lavender in aromatherapy applications, adding a few drops of essential oil to a diffuser to scent the bedroom, placing sachets of dried lavender flowers inside pillowcases or near the bed, or using lavender-scented pillow sprays. Some people apply diluted lavender oil to their skin, particularly to pulse points like the wrists and temples, where the warmth of blood flowing near the surface helps volatilize the aromatic compounds, allowing continuous gentle inhalation throughout the night. Others add a few drops to a warm bath before bed, combining the physical relaxation of warm water with lavender's neurochemical calming effects in what amounts to a double-action sleep preparation. Safety concerns with lavender are minimal for most people. Allergic reactions occur rarely, usually manifesting as skin irritation when the essential oil is applied topically without adequate dilution. Essential oils are extremely concentrated substances that should never be applied directly to skin at full strength. A proper dilution for topical application is typically 2 to 3 drops of essential oil per teaspoon of carrier oil, such as jojoba, sweet almond, or coconut oil. When used in aromatherapy, lavender is generally recognized as safe, even for long-term use, though as with any substance, moderation is wise. One concern sometimes raised about lavender involves potential hormonal effects. Some studies have suggested that lavender oil might have weak estrogenic effects, raising questions about its use in young boys before puberty. However, these findings remain controversial, and the few reported cases involved very frequent, heavy application of lavender products directly to skin. For typical aromatherapy use or occasional topical application in proper dilution, lavender appears safe for all ages, though parents concerned about hormonal effects in their children might choose to use lavender primarily through diffusion rather than topical application. The relationship between lavender and sleep represents a beautiful example of how traditional wisdom and modern science can converge. For centuries, people have placed lavender sachets beneath their pillows, added lavender flowers to their evening baths, and grown lavender near bedroom windows where evening breezes could carry its scent indoors. Now we understand the neurochemical basis for these practices, how linalool and linylyl acetate modulate brain activity, influence autonomic balance, and create the physiological conditions conducive to sleep. This understanding doesn't diminish the magic of lavender's effects. If anything, it deepens our appreciation for this remarkable plant and the many pathways through which it supports our natural capacity for rest and restoration. Valerian root, nature's ancient sedative. If chamomile is the gentle friend who guides you towards sleep with a soft hand, and lavender is the aromatic companion whose very scent whispers of rest, then valerian is the more insistent ally, the herb that takes sleep seriously and works through powerful mechanisms to ensure you get the rest you need. Valerian, known scientifically as Valeriana officinalis, has been used as a sedative and sleep aid for at least 2,000 years, with references to its calming properties appearing in the writings of ancient Greek physicians and continuing through medieval herbals to modern pharmaceutical preparations. The plant itself is native to Europe and parts of Asia, though it now grows wild and is cultivated in many temperate regions around the world. Valerian is a perennial herb that can grow quite tall, sometimes reaching 5 feet or more, with clusters of small white or pink flowers that bloom in summer and emit a sweet, pleasant fragrance. The medicinal part of the plant, however, is the root, and here lies an interesting contrast. While the flowers smell delightful, the roots when dried possess a distinctly unpleasant odor that many people compare to sweaty socks or dirty gym clothes. This pungent aroma comes from the plant's active compounds, the very substances that make valerian such an effective sleep aid. The name valerian likely derives from the Latin word valere, meaning to be strong or healthy, a reference to the plant's medicinal virtues. Throughout history, valerian has been valued not just for promoting sleep, but also for calming anxiety, easing nervous tension, and even treating more serious nervous system disorders. Ancient physicians prescribed it for everything from insomnia to epilepsy, recognizing its powerful effects on the nervous system even without understanding the modern neurochemistry that explains how it works. During medieval times, valerian became one of the most important medicinal plants in Europe. Monastery gardens grew it, and herbalists gathered the wild roots, drying them for use throughout the year. The herb appeared in virtually every medieval herbal text, with detailed instructions for its preparation and use. People made tinctures by soaking the dried root in alcohol, brewed strong teas despite the unpleasant taste, and even carried pieces of dried root as protective charms, believing valerian could ward off evil spirits along with insomnia and anxiety. The active compounds in valerian root are numerous and chemically diverse, but the most important for sleep belong to a class of substances called valipotriates and a compound called valerianic acid. Valipotriates are unstable compounds that break down during storage and processing, leading some researchers to question their importance in valerian's effects, particularly since commercial preparations often contain little to no intact valipotriates. However, valerianic acid remains stable and is now considered one of the primary active constituents responsible for valerian's sleep-promoting and anxiolytic effects. Valerianic acid works through several mechanisms, but the most important involves GABA, the brain's main inhibitory neurotransmitter. Research has shown that valerianic acid interacts with GABA receptors, the same receptors targeted by benzodiazepine medications commonly prescribed for anxiety and insomnia. Unlike benzodiazepines, which bind directly to a specific site on the receptor and powerfully enhance GABA's effects, valerianic acid appears to work more subtly, modulating receptor activity in ways that enhance GABA transmission without the intense forcing effects of pharmaceutical drugs. Additionally, valerianic acid may inhibit the enzyme that breaks down GABA in the brain, called GABA transaminase. By slowing this enzymatic breakdown, valerianic acid allows GABA to accumulate to higher levels and remain active longer, extending and amplifying its calming effects. This dual action, both enhancing GABA receptor activity and increasing GABA availability, creates a robust sleep-promoting effect through multiple complementary pathways. Valerian also contains numerous other compounds that may contribute to its effects. The essential oil in valerian root, which gives it that characteristic pungent smell, contains compounds like bornyl acetate and valerinone that have sedative properties in their own right. Various flavonoids and alkaloids present in the root may have additional calming and sleep-supporting effects. As with many traditional herbal remedies, valerian works not through a single active ingredient, but through the combined, synergistic actions of multiple compounds working together. Clinical research on valerian and sleep has produced mixed results, a source of some controversy in the scientific literature. Some studies have found significant improvements in sleep quality, sleep latency, the time it takes to fall asleep, and overall sleep satisfaction in people taking valerian compared to placebo. Other studies have found no significant differences between valerian and placebo groups, leading skeptics to question whether valerian's effects are merely placebo. However, a closer look at the research reveals several important patterns. First, valerian appears to work better with continued use rather than as a single-dose sleep aid. Studies that gave valerian for several weeks before measuring outcomes tended to find more positive results than studies that gave just 1 or 2 doses. This suggests that valerian may need time to build up in the body, or that its effects on sleep architecture develop gradually over repeated use. Second, the quality and standardization of valerian preparations varies enormously between studies, with some using carefully standardized extracts containing known amounts of valerianic acid, while others used simple ground root or teas whose active compound content was unknown. This variation makes it difficult to compare studies directly. Third, individual responses to valerian vary more than with some other sleep herbs. Some people respond very well, falling asleep faster and sleeping more soundly on valerian, while others notice little or no effect. This variation may relate to genetic differences in GABA receptor structure or in the enzymes that metabolize valerian's active compounds. It might also relate to differences in the underlying causes of people's sleep problems, with valerian working better for certain types of insomnia than others. Despite these mixed research findings, valerian remains widely used and recommended by herbalists and some physicians for insomnia and anxiety-related sleep disturbance. The herb's long history of traditional use, spanning multiple cultures and thousands of years, suggests that it does indeed help many people sleep, even if modern research hasn't yet fully captured or explained its effects under controlled conditions. Valerian is typically taken in one of several forms. Tinctures, which are alcohol extracts of the dried root, are popular because they concentrate the active compounds and have a long shelf life. The typical dose is around 1/2 to 1 full teaspoon of tincture, taken 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime. Capsules containing dried powdered root or standardized extracts are also common, with doses typically ranging from 300 to 600 milligrams for sleep purposes. Some people make tea from valerian root, though this requires using a substantial amount of the dried root, and the taste, while not as bad as the smell might suggest, is still quite earthy and somewhat unpleasant. Adding honey, lemon, or blending with more pleasant-tasting herbs like chamomile or lemon balm can improve the palatability of valerian tea. The safety profile of valerian is generally good, with most people tolerating it well even with regular use over several months. The most common side effects are mild and include headache, dizziness, or stomach upset, typically occurring only at higher doses. Some people report feeling groggy or hung over the morning after taking valerian, though this is less common than with pharmaceutical sleep medications. A small number of people experience paradoxical stimulation from valerian, feeling more alert and wakeful rather than sleepy, a reminder that individual responses to herbs can vary in unexpected ways. Concerns are sometimes raised about valerian and liver toxicity, as a few case reports have described liver problems in people taking valerian. However, careful analysis of these cases suggests that in most instances, the person was taking multiple supplements simultaneously, making it impossible to definitively blame valerian. Additionally, some products labeled as valerian have been found to contain other plants or adulterants that might explain adverse effects. High-quality valerian from reputable sources appears to be safe for the liver when used at recommended doses. People taking certain medications should exercise caution with valerian. Because it enhances GABA activity, valerian could theoretically increase the sedative effects of other CNS depressants, including benzodiazepines, barbiturates, opioids, and alcohol. While serious interactions are rarely reported, the combination could lead to excessive sedation. Anyone taking medications for sleep, anxiety, or other conditions affecting the nervous system should consult with a healthcare provider before adding valerian to their regimen. One interesting aspect of valerian is its use in combination with other sleep-promoting herbs. Herbalists have long combined valerian with hops, another sedative herb, creating formulations that many people find more effective than either herb alone. The combination of valerian and hops has been studied in clinical trials, with some research suggesting that this pairing improves sleep quality more effectively than either herb independently. Other traditional combinations include valerian with lemon balm, valerian with passion flower, or triple combinations of all three herbs, creating complex formulations that address sleep through multiple mechanisms and often work for a broader range of sleep problems than single herbs. The cultural significance of valerian varies across different societies. In some European countries, particularly Germany where herbal medicine remains mainstream and widely trusted, valerian is among the most commonly recommended treatments for insomnia, often suggested before pharmaceutical options are considered. In the United States, valerian is less well known among the general public but remains popular among those who prefer natural remedies or who have not found success with conventional sleep medications. In traditional Chinese medicine, while valerian itself is not used, related species in the Valeriana genus appear in classical formulations, suggesting that multiple cultures independently discovered the sedative properties of plants in this botanical family. Passion flower, lemon balm, and the calming garden. The world of sleep-promoting herbs extends far beyond the well-known trinity of chamomile, lavender, and valerian. Throughout history, across diverse cultures and climates, humans have discovered and cultivated dozens of plants that possess the remarkable ability to calm the nervous system, quiet the mind, and invite restful sleep. Among these, passion flower and lemon balm stand out both for their effectiveness and for their gentler, more subtle approach to promoting rest. Passion flower, known botanically as Passiflora incarnata, is a climbing vine native to the southeastern United States, though it's now grown in many warm climate regions around the world for both ornamental and medicinal purposes. The plant produces extraordinarily beautiful flowers, complex structures with multiple rings of thin petals and prominent stamens that early Christian missionaries to the Americas interpreted as symbols of the Passion of Christ, giving the plant its evocative common name. Each part of this remarkable flower was assigned symbolic meaning. The three stigmas representing the three nails, the 5 anthers representing Christ's wounds, the fringe-like corona representing the crown of thorns. Beyond this religious symbolism, indigenous peoples of the Americas had long used passion flower medicinally, recognizing its calming and sleep-promoting properties. The parts of passion flower used medicinally are the leaves and, to a lesser extent, the flowers. When dried and prepared properly, they contain an array of compounds that work together to reduce anxiety and promote sleep. Like valerian, passion flower appears to work primarily through GABAergic mechanisms, enhancing the activity of GABA in the brain. Research suggests that compounds in passion flower, including flavonoids like chrysin and benzoflavone, can bind to GABA receptors and enhance their function, though the exact mechanisms remain under investigation. Studies on passion flower and sleep have yielded promising results. Research has found that passion flower tea can significantly improve subjective sleep quality compared to placebo when consumed over a period of several days to weeks. People drinking passion flower tea report falling asleep more easily, waking less during the night, and feeling more refreshed upon waking. Interestingly, passion flower may be particularly effective for sleep disturbance related to anxiety, as the herb has well-documented anxiolytic properties that complement its direct sleep-promoting effects. One particularly interesting study compared passion flower extract to the benzodiazepine medication oxazepam in people with generalized anxiety disorder. The results showed that passion flower was as effective as the pharmaceutical medication in reducing anxiety symptoms, though it worked more slowly, taking several days to build to full effect where the medication worked within hours. Importantly, passion flower produced far fewer side effects than the medication, with none of the impaired job performance or daytime sedation common with benzodiazepines. This research suggests that passion flower, while gentler and slower to act, might be preferable for long-term use in addressing the anxiety that often underlies sleep problems. Passion flower is typically prepared as a tea, using about 1 tablespoon of dried herbs steeped in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. The flavor is mildly pleasant, vaguely grassy, and slightly sweet, nowhere near as challenging as valerian. Tinctures and capsules are also available for those who prefer these forms. The typical dose for sleep is around 400 to 900 milligrams of dried herb, or 1 to 4 milliliters of tincture, taken 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. Side effects are rare and mild, occasionally including dizziness or confusion at higher doses. As with valerian, passion flower should be used cautiously, if at all, with other sedative medications. Lemon balm, scientifically named Melissa officinalis, is a perennial herb in the mint family, native to southern Europe, the Mediterranean region, and Western Asia, but now cultivated worldwide. The plant grows in attractive clumps of bright green, deeply veined leaves that, when bruised or crushed, release a wonderful lemony fragrance that explains the common name. Melissa, the genus name, comes from the Greek word for honeybee, as bees are particularly attracted to lemon balm's small white flowers, seeking their nectar with remarkable enthusiasm. Lemon balm has been used medicinally for at least 2,000 years. The Greek physician Dioscorides recommended it for nervous system complaints and insomnia. Medieval herbalists called it the elixir of life and believed it could strengthen the heart and lift the spirits. The famous Swiss physician Paracelsus claimed that lemon balm could completely revitalize the body, a statement that, while clearly exaggerated, speaks to the high regard in which this gentle herb was held. The active compounds in lemon balm include several important groups of substances. The essential oil, rich in citral, citronellal, and other terpenes, contributes both to the plant's delightful aroma and to some of its medicinal effects. Research has shown that lemon balm essential oil has direct sedative properties, reducing anxiety and promoting sleep in both animal models and human studies. The leaves also contain rosmarinic acid and other phenolic compounds with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that may contribute to overall nervous system health. Lemon balm appears to work through multiple mechanisms. Like passion flower and valerian, it has effects on GABA systems in the brain, though these effects may be less pronounced than those of valerian. Where lemon balm particularly shines is in its effects on acetylcholine, another important neurotransmitter. Lemon balm inhibits an enzyme called acetylcholinesterase, which breaks down acetylcholine, allowing levels of this neurotransmitter to increase. Acetylcholine plays complex roles in sleep regulation, and the effects of enhancing its activity may contribute to lemon balm's sleep-promoting properties. Additionally, lemon balm has well-documented effects on mood and anxiety. Multiple clinical trials have found that lemon balm can reduce anxiety symptoms, improve mood, and promote a sense of calm alertness rather than sedation. A study conducted on healthy adults found that a single dose of lemon balm extract significantly reduced anxiety and improved cognitive performance, suggesting that the herb supports optimal mental function while simultaneously reducing stress. This combination of calming without dulling makes lemon balm particularly appealing for evening use, when you want to wind down from the day's activities but perhaps still need to complete some light tasks or enjoy relaxing activities before sleep. Research specifically examining lemon balm's effects on sleep has been encouraging. Studies combining lemon balm with valerian, a popular traditional pairing, have found significant improvements in sleep quality compared to placebo. A particularly well-designed trial gave participants either a combination of valerian and lemon balm or a placebo for several weeks, finding that the herbal combination significantly improved sleep quality while reducing anxiety symptoms. When researchers analyzed the results more carefully, they found that the combination worked better than either herb would likely have worked alone, a beautiful example of herbal synergy. Lemon balm can also be combined with passion flower, creating another synergistic blend that addresses both the anxiety and the sleep disturbance that often travel together. Some traditional formulations include all three herbs, valerian, lemon balm, and passion flower, creating comprehensive sleep support that works through multiple complementary mechanisms. Modern research has begun to validate these traditional combinations, finding that multi-herb formulations often work better than single herb preparations for complex problems like insomnia. Preparing lemon balm is simple and pleasant. Fresh or dried leaves can be steeped in hot water to make a delicious, aromatic tea that tastes like a subtle blend of lemon and mint with green, slightly earthy undertones. The flavor is gentle enough that many people enjoy drinking lemon balm tea throughout the day for stress relief, then having a stronger cup in the evening to support sleep. The typical dose is 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried leaf per cup of water, steeped for 10 to 15 minutes. Tinctures and extracts are also available, typically dosed at 2 to 6 milliliters of tincture or 300 to 500 milligrams of extract. Safety concerns with lemon balm are minimal. The herb has been used extensively for thousands of years with remarkably few reports of adverse effects. Some people notice mild digestive upset, typically only when consuming large amounts. There are theoretical concerns about lemon balm potentially interfering with thyroid function, as test tube studies have shown that high concentrations of lemon balm extracts can bind to thyroid hormone receptors. However, this effect has not been demonstrated in human studies, and people with thyroid conditions who wish to use lemon balm can simply monitor their thyroid function to ensure no problems develop. Beyond these individual herbs, the concept of a calming garden takes shape when we consider the many other plants traditionally used to promote restful sleep. Hops, the same plant used to flavor beer, contains compounds that promote sedation and are often combined with valerian in sleep formulations. Catnip, famous for its stimulating effects on cats, actually has calming effects in humans and has been used traditionally as a mild sedative. California poppy, a distant relative of the opium poppy but without narcotic properties, has gentle sedative effects and is sometimes included in sleep formulas. Skullcap, woodbetterny, blue vervain, the list of nervine herbs, plants that specifically support and calm the nervous system, includes dozens of species from around the world. What unites these diverse plants is their shared ability to interact with human neurotransmitter systems in ways that promote relaxation, reduce anxiety, and support healthy sleep patterns. Each herb brings its own unique profile of active compounds, its own particular mechanisms of action, and its own subtle character of effects. Some work quickly, others slowly. Some have strong, obvious effects, others work more subtly. Some are best for anxiety-related sleep problems, others for sleep maintenance, still others for difficulty falling asleep. This diversity is actually a strength of herbal medicine, as it allows practitioners to match specific herbs or combinations to individual needs and preferences. Traditional herbalists understood this diversity intimately. They learned through long experience which herbs worked best for which types of sleep problems, which combinations created synergies, which preparations extracted the active compounds most effectively. This knowledge, accumulated over generations and refined through countless individual applications, represents a form of empirical science that, while different from modern controlled clinical trials, nevertheless produced real, reliable knowledge about how to use plants medicinally. Asian traditions: ginseng, ashwagandha, and adaptogenic herbs. While Europe developed its tradition of sleep herbs like chamomile, valerian, and lemon balm, the great medical systems of Asia, traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, and others, cultivated their own sophisticated understanding of plants that promote rest and help the body adapt to stress. Central to many of these traditions is the concept of adaptogenic herbs, plants that help the body maintain balance and resilience in the face of various stressors, including the stress of poor sleep. The term adaptogen was coined in the mid-20th century by Russian scientists studying how certain herbs help the body adapt to stress, but the concept itself is ancient. Traditional Chinese medicine speaks of tonic herbs that tonify or strengthen the body's vital energy, called qi, allowing better adaptation to challenges. Ayurvedic medicine describes Rasaiyana herbs that promote longevity, vitality, and resilience. These traditional categories overlap substantially with what modern science calls adaptogens, plants that help normalize physiological functions and increase resistance to stress without causing harm or imbalance. Among adaptogenic herbs, ashwagandha holds a special place, particularly for sleep. Known scientifically as Withania somnifera and sometimes called Indian ginseng despite not being related to true ginseng, ashwagandha has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for at least 3,000 years. The name ashwagandha translates roughly to smell of a horse, referring both to the distinct odor of the fresh root and to the traditional belief that consuming the herb would impart the strength and vitality of a stallion. Ashwagandha is particularly interesting because unlike most adaptogens, which tend to be energizing and stimulating, ashwagandha has distinctly calming and sleep-promoting properties. The species name somnifera literally means sleep-inducing, and traditional Ayurvedic texts describe ashwagandha as promoting dreamless sleep, calming the mind, and supporting the nervous system. Modern research has begun to validate these traditional uses, revealing the mechanisms through which ashwagandha influences sleep and stress responses. The active compounds in ashwagandha include a group of steroidal lactones called withanolides, which appear to be responsible for many of the herb's effects. Research has shown that withanolides can modulate multiple neurotransmitter systems, including GABA, which we've discussed as crucial for sleep. Withanolides also influence the body's stress response system, particularly the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or HPA axis, which regulates cortisol and other stress hormones. Cortisol, while necessary for health, can severely disrupt sleep when its levels don't follow the proper daily rhythm. Normally, cortisol should be highest in the morning, helping you wake up and feel alert, then gradually decline throughout the day, reaching its lowest point around midnight when you should be deeply asleep. Chronic stress can disrupt this rhythm, keeping cortisol elevated in the evening and night, making it difficult to fall asleep and stay asleep. Ashwagandha helps normalize cortisol rhythms, reducing elevated evening cortisol while potentially supporting appropriate morning cortisol levels, thus helping restore the natural daily rhythm that supports good sleep. Clinical trials of ashwagandha for sleep and stress have been quite encouraging. A well-designed study gave adults experiencing chronic stress either ashwagandha extract or placebo daily for 60 days. By the end of the study, those taking ashwagandha showed significant reductions in stress and anxiety scores, along with substantial decreases in cortisol levels compared to the placebo group. Sleep quality improved as well, with participants reporting falling asleep more easily and feeling more rested upon waking. Another study specifically examined ashwagandha's effects in people with insomnia. Participants taking standardized ashwagandha extract for 6 weeks showed significant improvements in sleep quality, total sleep time, and sleep efficiency compared to those taking placebo. Perhaps most impressively, the time it took participants to fall asleep decreased substantially, from an average of over 44 minutes down to less than 30 minutes. These improvements were accompanied by reductions in anxiety, suggesting that ashwagandha addresses sleep problems partly by reducing the worry and rumination that often keep people awake. The mechanisms through which ashwagandha promotes sleep appear to be multiple and interconnected. Beyond its effects on GABA and cortisol, ashwagandha has anti-inflammatory properties that may improve sleep by reducing systemic inflammation, which research increasingly links to sleep disturbance. The herb also appears to support healthy thyroid function, important because both hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism can disrupt sleep. By supporting overall hormonal balance and helping the body maintain homeostasis, ashwagandha creates conditions more favorable for natural, restorative sleep. Ashwagandha is typically taken in powdered root form, often mixed into warm milk with honey and spices like cardamom or nutmeg in traditional Ayurvedic preparations. The powder has a somewhat bitter, earthy taste that the milk and honey help mask. Modern forms include capsules containing powdered root or concentrated extracts standardized to contain specific percentages of withanolides, typically between 1.5% to 5%. Dosing varies, but research studies have typically used 300 to 600 milligrams of extract daily, often divided into 2 doses or taken once in the evening. True ginseng, primarily Panax ginseng from Korea and China, takes a different approach to supporting sleep. Unlike ashwagandha's calming effects, ginseng is generally energizing and stimulating, enhancing alertness and physical performance. This might seem counterintuitive for sleep support, but ginseng's adaptogenic properties mean it helps the body maintain appropriate arousal levels at appropriate times. By supporting daytime energy and mental clarity, ginseng may help prevent the excessive daytime napping or irregular sleep schedules that can interfere with nighttime sleep. Additionally, by helping the body adapt to stress more effectively during waking hours, ginseng may reduce the cumulative stress burden that often manifests as poor sleep. Panax ginseng contains active compounds called ginsenosides, complex molecules that interact with multiple receptor systems in the body. Different ginsenosides have different, sometimes opposing effects, with some being more stimulating and others more calming. The balance of different ginsenosides in a ginseng preparation influences its overall effects, and traditional processing methods were developed to optimize this balance for different purposes. Research on ginseng and sleep shows that while it may not directly induce sleep the way sedative herbs do, it can support sleep quality through its effects on stress adaptation and circadian rhythm regulation. Studies have found that ginseng supplementation can improve sleep quality in people with chronic fatigue or stress-related sleep disturbance. The herb appears to work best when taken in the morning or early afternoon rather than evening, supporting healthy daytime functioning in ways that indirectly benefit nighttime sleep. In traditional Chinese medicine, numerous other herbs address sleep disturbances through different mechanisms. Xuanzao Ran, the seeds of Chinese jujube, has been used for centuries to nourish the heart and calm the spirit, traditional language for supporting sleep and reducing anxiety. Modern research has found that jujube seeds contain compounds that enhance GABA activity and may increase serotonin and melatonin production. Yihuan Pai, the bark of the silk tree, is traditionally used for insomnia caused by emotional upset or worry, reflecting ancient Chinese medicine's recognition that different types of sleep problems require different treatments. The Chinese herbal medicine approach to sleep often involves complex formulations combining 6, 8, or even more individual herbs, each chosen to address specific aspects of the diagnosed pattern. This pattern might be described in traditional terms like heart and spleen deficiency or liver qi stagnation, diagnostic categories that don't have direct equivalents in Western medicine but represent sophisticated ways of understanding individual variations in physiology and symptom presentation. These multi-herb formulas are designed to work synergistically, with some herbs addressing the root cause of the sleep disturbance, others managing symptoms, and still others harmonizing the formula and preventing side effects. The concept of adaptogens extends beyond ginseng and ashwagandha to include many other herbs from various traditions. Rhodiola rosea, from the high-altitude regions of Europe and Asia, helps the body adapt to stress while supporting mental clarity and physical stamina. Schisandra chinensis, a berry used in traditional Chinese medicine, tonifies multiple organ systems and is believed to promote the body's ability to maintain balance. Holy basil or tulsi, sacred in Hindu tradition, reduces cortisol and supports stress resilience while having mild calming effects. What makes adaptogens particularly interesting for sleep is their indirect approach. Rather than forcing sleep through sedation, adaptogens support the body's natural capacity to maintain homeostasis, including the proper balance between wakefulness and sleep, by helping normalize stress hormone levels, supporting neurotransmitter balance, reducing inflammation, and enhancing cellular energy production. Adaptogens create conditions more favorable for natural, healthy sleep patterns to emerge. This approach reflects a fundamental difference in philosophy between conventional pharmaceutical sleep aids and herbal medicine. Conventional sleep medications typically work by overwhelming the brain's wakefulness systems, forcing unconsciousness through powerful neurochemical effects. This can be effective for inducing sleep, but often produces sleep that's qualitatively different from natural sleep, sometimes lacking in certain sleep stages and often leaving people feeling groggy or unrefreshed upon waking. Adaptogens and other sleep herbs, by contrast, aim to support and enhance the body's own sleep mechanisms, working with natural processes rather than overriding them. The modern science, clinical studies, and evidence. The landscape of sleep medicine has transformed dramatically over the past 2 decades. While prescription sleeping pills and over-the-counter medications dominate pharmacy shelves, an increasing number of people are seeking alternatives, remedies that feel more connected to nature, that carry fewer side effects, that offer a gentler path to rest. This shift has prompted researchers around the world to turn their attention to herbal sleep aids, conducting rigorous clinical trials to determine whether these traditional remedies can stand up to scientific scrutiny. Let's begin with valerian root, which stands as the most extensively studied herbal sleep remedy in scientific literature. When you hold dried valerian root in your hand, you're touching something that has been used for over 2,000 years to calm the nervous system and promote sleep. The ancient Greeks prescribed it. Medieval herbalists swore by it. And now, in gleaming research facilities across the globe, scientists are discovering why. Valerian appears to work by increasing levels of gamma-aminobutyric acid, commonly known as GABA, in the brain, a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in calming neural activity. Think of GABA as nature's brake pedal for your mind. When GABA levels rise, the endless chatter of thoughts begins to quiet. The racing worries that keep you staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning start to slow. Your muscles release their tension. Your breathing deepens. The transition from wakefulness to sleep becomes smoother, more natural. The research on valerian tells a complex story, one that illustrates both the promise and the challenges of studying herbal remedies. Multiple clinical trials have shown that valerian can improve sleep quality at doses ranging from 160 to 600 milligrams per day. In these studies, participants reported falling asleep more easily, waking less frequently during the night, and feeling more refreshed in the morning. Yet other studies have shown no significant difference between valerian and placebo, leaving researchers puzzled and curious. Why these contradictory results? The answer likely lies in several factors: variations in how valerian is prepared, differences in dosage and duration of treatment, and the tremendous variability in how individual bodies respond to herbal compounds. Unlike pharmaceutical drugs, which contain a single active ingredient in precisely measured amounts, valerian root contains dozens of bioactive compounds that work together in ways we're only beginning to understand. The soil it grew in matters. The time of harvest matters. The method of extraction matters. All of these variables create challenges for researchers trying to establish clear guidelines for use. But here's something fascinating that emerged from the research. Valerian may be more effective when used consistently over several weeks rather than as a one-time sleep aid. This makes sense when you consider that valerian isn't simply sedating the brain like a pharmaceutical sleeping pill. Instead, it appears to be gently modulating brain chemistry over time, helping to restore natural sleep patterns rather than forcing unconsciousness. Now let's turn our attention to hops, the same plant that gives beer its distinctive bitter flavor. If you've ever driven past a hop farm in late summer, you've seen those beautiful cone-shaped flowers hanging from towering trellises, swaying in the breeze like nature's lanterns. For centuries, hop pickers noticed something curious. They would become drowsy during their workday, even in the bright afternoon sun. This observation wasn't folklore or imagination. Modern research has confirmed that hops contain compounds that interact with GABA receptors in the brain, promoting relaxation and sleep. The interesting twist with hops is that most clinical studies have examined hops in combination with other herbs, particularly valerian, rather than as a standalone remedy. One significant trial involving 184 adults with insomnia found that a combination of valerian and hops modestly improved sleep quality and reduced the time needed to fall asleep compared to placebo. This synergistic effect, where two herbs together produce benefits greater than either alone, represents one of the most intriguing aspects of herbal medicine. Chamomile occupies a special place in the pantheon of sleep herbs, perhaps because it's so accessible, so gentle, so universally recognized. The image of a steaming cup of chamomile tea before bed has become almost archetypal, a symbol of self-care and winding down. And there's real science supporting this tradition. The primary active compound in chamomile, apigenin, can bind to GABA receptors and enhance their activity, leading to increased neural inhibition and relaxation. Picture those delicate white and yellow chamomile flowers, no bigger than your thumbnail, containing within their petals the molecular machinery to calm an anxious mind. In one randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, 60 older adults living in nursing homes who received chamomile extract showed significant improvements in both sleep quality and fatigue scores compared to those who received placebo. For elderly individuals dealing with the sleep disruptions that often accompany aging, chamomile offered measurable relief. Yet chamomile presents us with the same puzzle we saw with valerian. Some studies show clear benefits, while others demonstrate no significant difference from placebo. This inconsistency doesn't necessarily mean chamomile doesn't work. It may simply reflect the challenges of standardizing herbal preparations and the reality that different people respond differently to natural compounds. Lavender brings us into the realm of aromatherapy, where the very scent of a plant can alter our physiology and psychology. Lavender has been shown to promote relaxation and improve sleep quality through its calming effects, effects that manifest whether you're drinking lavender tea, applying lavender essential oil to your pillow, or simply breathing in the fragrance of fresh lavender flowers. The mechanism behind lavender's sleep-promoting effects involves its essential oils, particularly linalool. When you inhale lavender's distinctive fragrance, these volatile compounds travel through your olfactory system and can influence brain regions involved in emotion and stress response. Studies have shown that lavender can help lower heart rate and blood pressure, physiological changes that prepare the body for rest. Imagine your cardiovascular system as a tightly wound spring, gradually releasing its tension as lavender works its gentle magic. Passion flower represents one of the more visually stunning medicinal plants, with elaborate flowers that seem almost too complex and beautiful to be real. Passion flower is known for its ability to promote relaxation and improve sleep quality. Clinical trials have investigated passion flower in combination with other herbs like valerian and hops, showing improvements in sleep measures. The plant's aerial parts, its leaves, stems, and flowers, all contain compounds that appear to have gentle sedative and anxiety-reducing effects. What's particularly interesting about passion flower is its traditional use not just for sleep, but for quieting racing thoughts and nervous tension. Many people with insomnia don't have trouble sleeping because their bodies are tired but unable to rest. They struggle because their minds won't stop spinning through worries, plans, and ruminations. Passion flower seems to address this mental restlessness specifically, making it especially valuable for those whose sleep problems stem from anxiety. Lemon balm, with its bright citrus fragrance and connection to the mint family, has been cultivated for over 2,000 years. Extracts from plants, including lemon balm, have been investigated for their effects on sleep disturbances. The herb contains compounds that may work on GABA systems in the brain, similar to valerian and chamomile. But lemon balm brings something additional to the table, a mood-elevating quality that many users report. This dual action, calming without sedating, uplifting without stimulating, makes lemon balm particularly useful for people dealing with mild depression alongside sleep problems. The two conditions often travel together, creating a vicious cycle where poor sleep worsens mood and low mood disrupts sleep. Lemon balm may help break this cycle from both directions simultaneously. Ashwagandha brings us into the realm of adaptogens, a category of herbs that help the body adapt to stress. Research has shown that ashwagandha, containing compounds like withanolide A and withafrin A, can reduce sleep latency and enhance sleep quality through interactions with GABA receptors. But ashwagandha doesn't just promote sleep directly. It works by modulating the body's stress response systems. Think about what happens in your body during chronic stress. Your adrenal glands pump out cortisol. Your sympathetic nervous system stays activated. Your muscles remain tense. Sleep becomes elusive because your body is essentially stuck in a state of high alert, unable to shift into the parasympathetic rest and digest mode necessary for sleep. Ashwagandha helps recalibrate these stress response systems, allowing the body to find its natural equilibrium again. Now let's examine how these herbal remedies compare to pharmaceutical options, because this comparison illuminates crucial differences in philosophy and approach. Prescription sleeping pills like benzodiazepines and newer medications such as zolpidem work by essentially forcing the brain into a sedated state. They're powerful, fast-acting, and effective, but they come with significant drawbacks. Common side effects of prescription sleeping pills include prolonged drowsiness the next day, headache, muscle aches, constipation, dry mouth, trouble concentrating, dizziness, unsteadiness, and rebound insomnia. More concerning, people can build tolerance to sleep aids over time, requiring higher doses to achieve the same effect, which can lead to dependence. Herbal sleep remedies present a different risk-benefit profile. They are generally considered safer with fewer side effects compared to pharmaceutical options, though they're not without risks. The most common side effects tend to be mild and transient. With hops, for example, the most frequently reported side effects are gastrointestinal complaints, dizziness, and allergic reactions, typically mild and infrequent. However, natural doesn't automatically mean safe. Some studies indicate that valerian may be more likely than other herbal sleep aids to cause unwanted side effects, including irregular heartbeat, dizziness, upset stomach, and headaches. While rare, there have been documented cases of liver damage associated with valerian use. This underscores the importance of approaching even natural remedies with respect and caution. One of the most critical safety considerations with herbal sleep remedies involves drug interactions. Many herbal supplements can interact with prescription medications by altering their metabolism, enhancing their effects, or reducing their efficacy. For instance, valerian and kava may interact with sedative medications like benzodiazepines, leading to excessive drowsiness or functional impairment. Hops may also interact with other sedative medications and alcohol, leading to increased drowsiness and functional impairments. This means that anyone taking prescription medications needs to consult with their healthcare provider before adding herbal sleep remedies to their regimen. The herb that seems harmless might dangerously amplify the effects of a medication you're already taking, or it might interfere with that medication's effectiveness. Another crucial consideration involves quality and standardization. Unlike pharmaceutical drugs, which are highly regulated and standardized, herbal supplements vary widely in purity, potency, and composition. The safety and efficacy of supplements is not closely monitored by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and studies have shown that the quantity of active ingredients in many natural sleep aids often does not match and sometimes far exceeds what is listed on the label. This variability means that 2 bottles of valerian root capsules from different manufacturers might contain vastly different amounts of active compounds. One might be ineffective due to poor quality or improper storage. Another might be unexpectedly potent, leading to stronger effects than anticipated. For consumers, this creates a challenge. How do you know what you're actually getting? To address this issue, experts recommend looking for products with a U.S. pharmacopoeia label, which indicates third-party testing for quality. Starting with the lowest available dose and gradually increasing if needed provides another safety measure, allowing you to gauge your individual response. What does the overall evidence tell us about herbal sleep remedies? Recent comprehensive reviews suggest that certain supplements, particularly valerian, hops, and melatonin, could be effective in improving sleep quality and reducing insomnia symptoms through modulation of neurotransmitter systems and regulation of sleep-wake cycles. However, the strength of evidence varies, with optimal dosages, formulations, and treatment durations still not firmly established. A recent scoping review of randomized controlled trials found that most studies demonstrated positive effects on insomnia symptoms, with valerian and melatonin showing substantial evidence for effectiveness and safety. Intervention-related side effects were mostly mild and transient, with no serious adverse events reported across all studies. The picture that emerges is one of cautious optimism. Herbal sleep remedies appear to offer real benefits for many people, particularly those with mild to moderate insomnia who want to avoid pharmaceutical medications. They work more gently than prescription drugs, support the body's natural sleep mechanisms rather than forcing sedation, and generally carry fewer and milder side effects. However, they're not magic bullets. They work best as part of a comprehensive approach to sleep health that includes good sleep hygiene, stress management, regular exercise, and attention to underlying health conditions. They require patience. Many herbal remedies show their full effects only after consistent use over several weeks, and they require careful selection of quality products and awareness of potential interactions. For people with severe insomnia or sleep disorders, herbal remedies may not be sufficient on their own. In these cases, they might serve as useful adjuncts to other treatments, but shouldn't replace professional medical care. Healthcare providers should remain informed about the latest research and work closely with patients to develop personalized treatment plans, as herbal and natural supplements may offer promising alternatives or adjunct treatments for insomnia and sleep disorders. But their use should be guided by the best available evidence and individual patient requirements. The future of research into herbal sleep remedies looks promising. Larger, well-designed clinical trials are needed to establish efficacy and safety for clinical decision-making. Scientists are working to identify the specific compounds within these plants that produce sleep-promoting effects, which could lead to better standardization and more consistent results. They're also exploring how different herbs might work synergistically, enhancing each other's effects in combinations that our ancestors may have discovered through centuries of trial and error. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of sleep and the complex chemistry of medicinal plants, we're likely to develop a more nuanced understanding of when and how to use these ancient remedies. We may find that certain herbal combinations work better for specific types of sleep problems, or that genetic variations influence how individuals respond to different herbs. The wisdom of traditional herbalism, meeting the rigor of modern science, promises to give us increasingly effective tools for addressing one of humanity's most common health challenges: growing, harvesting, and preparing your own sleep garden. There's something deeply satisfying, almost primal, about growing your own medicine. When you step into your garden on a summer morning, the dew still clinging to leaves, and harvest herbs that you'll later use to brew a sleep-inducing tea, you're participating in a practice that stretches back to the very origins of agriculture. You're not just growing plants. You're cultivating a relationship with the natural world, taking control of your own health and wellness in the most fundamental way possible. Creating a sleep garden doesn't require extensive space or specialized knowledge. A small plot in your backyard, a series of containers on a balcony, or even a sunny windowsill can provide everything you need to grow an impressive array of sleep-promoting herbs. The key is understanding what each plant requires and providing the right conditions for it to thrive. Let's start with chamomile, one of the easiest and most rewarding herbs for beginning gardeners. German chamomile needs light to germinate, so when starting seeds, sow them on the surface of well-draining soil and press them in gently rather than burying them. You can start seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost or sow directly outdoors after the danger of frost has passed, spacing plants 6 to 8 inches apart in a sunny spot with well-draining soil. Imagine those tiny chamomile seeds, each one smaller than a grain of sand, containing within it the blueprint for a plant that will produce hundreds of medicinal flowers. You scatter them across prepared soil, press them down with your fingertips so they make good contact with the earth, and then you wait. In the right conditions, they'll germinate within a couple of weeks, sending up delicate green shoots that quickly develop into branching plants. Chamomile can be grown both indoors and outdoors, depending on available space, making it ideal for urban gardeners working with limited room. The plants are relatively compact, rarely exceeding 2 feet in height, with ferny foliage that's attractive even before the flowers appear. And those flowers, those cheerful white petals surrounding golden centers, they just keep coming throughout the growing season if you harvest regularly. When harvesting chamomile flowers for tea, it's best to wait until the flower is fully open. Harvest in the morning just after the dew has dried, pinching off the stem just below the flowers. This timing matters because the essential oils that give chamomile its medicinal properties and characteristic apple-like scent are most concentrated in the flowers at this stage. Later in the day, especially during hot weather, some of these precious oils can evaporate, reducing the potency of your harvest. Lavender presents a different set of growing requirements, but the effort pays off in spectacular fashion. Lavender is usually best grown outside where it has plenty of space to spread out, starting by sowing seeds in a pot during spring, then planting the larger flower outside in summertime. Lavender prefers a sunny location with well-drained and shallow soil. If your garden has heavy clay soil that holds moisture, you'll need to amend it, mixing in gravel or coarse sand to improve drainage. Think of lavender as a Mediterranean expatriate in your garden. It evolved under the bright sun and rocky soils of southern Europe, and it thrives when you recreate something approximating those conditions. Poor soil? Lavender loves it. Drought? It's adapted to it. Rich, fertile, constantly moist soil? That's actually lavender's nemesis, often leading to root rot and fungal problems. Dried lavender flowers can be harvested between June and August. With lavender, harvest when the flower is still in bud stage, just as the buds are beginning to show color but before they fully open. This is when the essential oil content peaks. To harvest lavender, strip the buds from the stem by running your fingers down it. You'll be left with stems studded with purple-gray buds, their fragrance intensifying as you handle them. Once you've collected your lavender, you can dry the flowers and put them in a small bowl on your nightstand to fill your bedroom with a relaxing aroma, or grind lavender flowers to make tea. The scent of lavender is one of those fragrances that seems to bypass rational thought and speak directly to something deeper in the brain. It's impossible to smell lavender and not feel at least a slight softening of tension, a subtle invitation to relax. Valerian represents one of the more challenging but rewarding plants for the sleep garden. Valerian loves full sun and rich, moisture-retentive soil, though it will also grow in partial shade and tolerates both heavy and light soils. Germination is easy as long as you lightly sprinkle and press the seeds into good quality potting mix. The seeds require light to germinate and must be kept moist but not waterlogged. Here's an important detail about valerian that many gardeners miss. Valerian seeds don't do well in storage, which means you need to work quickly if you want these flowers to take root, planting them in a rich starting mix a couple of months before you want to place them in the garden. Those seeds are viable for only a short time, losing their germination potential rapidly as they age. This is nature's way. Valerian doesn't want to wait around. It wants to grow, to spread, to establish itself. In its first year, valerian leaves grow to a height of 2 to 3 feet. In spring of the second year, something magical happens. The plant sends up tall stalks that can reach 5 or 6 feet, crowned with clusters of tiny, sweetly scented pink or white flowers. The flowers are beautiful, attracting bees and other pollinators in droves. But for medicinal purposes, valerian's root is what makes it a useful sleep aid, and it should be harvested in its second year, not its first. To harvest valerian root, you should wait at least 1 year, then divide large plants in fall, taking half of the roots. Digging up valerian roots is an earthy, primal experience. You sink your garden fork deep into the soil around the plant, working carefully to loosen the earth without damaging too many roots. Then you lever up, and suddenly you're face to face with a mass of pale, thick roots that smell. Well, they smell interesting. Some people describe the scent of fresh valerian root as earthy. Others are less charitable, noting its resemblance to unwashed socks or old gym clothes. Experts suggest digging up valerian roots in either spring or autumn, then drying them out fully, though be warned that it's best to dry them outside as they smell pretty strongly. That pungent aroma intensifies during the drying process. But don't let this discourage you. Cats absolutely adore valerian root, responding to it much as they do to catnip. If you have feline companions, you might find them becoming very interested in your drying herbs. Lemon balm, a member of the mint family, brings vigorous growth and easy cultivation to the sleep garden. Plant lemon balm during the warm weather of late spring, once all chances of frost have passed, spacing plants 20 to 24 inches apart in an area with partial shade and fertile, well-drained soil. Lemon balm prefers moist, fertile, well-drained soil and will grow to a height of about 2 feet. Here's what you need to know about lemon balm right away. It wants to take over your garden. Lemon balm can quickly become invasive, not through underground roots like its mint cousins, but through prolific self-seeding. Removing the flowers as soon as they appear will make lemon balm far less invasive. Those tiny white flowers might seem innocent, but each one can produce seeds that will germinate wherever they land, creating new plants that pop up throughout your garden. But this vigorous nature also makes lemon balm incredibly productive. You can harvest lemon balm just about any time throughout the growing season. It tolerates being cut back frequently. Once your plant reaches 6 to 8 inches tall, you can begin harvesting, but avoid taking more than 1/3 of the plant at a time. This regular harvesting actually helps keep the plant compact and bushy, encouraging new growth. When you brush against lemon balm or crush a leaf between your fingers, the scent that releases is pure, bright lemon with hints of mint. Fresh, uplifting, and unmistakable. The leaves are wrinkled and serrate, about 3 inches long, in medium green, and they're packed with essential oils that give the plant its distinctive fragrance and medicinal properties. Passion flower brings tropical beauty to the sleep garden, though it requires some special considerations. Most successful cultivation occurs in regions where temperatures remain between 60 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year, such as USDA hardiness zones 9 to 11. Passion flower plants love full sun the majority of the day with shade for the rest of the day. For gardeners in cooler climates, this presents a challenge. In regions where passion flower is not hardy, plants are often grown in pots and moved indoors for winter. If you live in a colder climate, grow passion flower in a sheltered spot with a west or south-facing wall to provide the heat and sunlight they need. Passion flower is not subtle. The vines can grow to 30 feet or more if left unpruned, climbing enthusiastically over any support you provide. You'll need a large container for passion flower and a location where the vine can receive plenty of sun during the day and shade at night, making sure to water it well. The flowers, when they appear, are extraordinary, complex structures with elaborate coronas of filaments that seem almost architectural in their precision. Once grown, add the dried leaves, flowers, and roots of passion flower to your bath to help settle your mind before bed, or dry them for tea. The entire aerial portion of the plant contains the calming compounds that make passion flower useful for sleep. Hops present unique growing challenges and rewards. Since hops send out underground runners and are rapid-growing vines, they definitely need support and room to spread. Grow hops in moist but well-drained soil in full sun. These plants are vigorous almost to the point of being aggressive. In spring and early summer, vines grow rapidly, winding around their support in a clockwise direction and clinging with strong, hooked hairs, reaching their ultimate height of 15 to 25 feet by the end of June. What you're growing for with hops are the female flowers, which develop into the cone-shaped structures used in brewing and herbalism. Hops are dioecious, having separate male and female plants, with only females producing the cone-shaped hops used in brewing. When purchasing hop plants, make sure you're getting a female variety. Hop flowers should be ready for harvest from the end of August. Cones are ripe and optimal for harvest when dry and papery to the touch. The timing here is critical. Harvest too early, and the cones won't contain optimal levels of the bitter resins and essential oils that give hops their medicinal properties. Harvest too late, and those same compounds begin to degrade. When you harvest hops, you're picking the entire cone, which feels light and almost weightless in your hand despite being several inches long. If the cones are not used directly after harvest, they should be air-dried, stored in an airtight container, and placed in a freezer until use. This preservation in the freezer prevents the degradation of the compounds that give hops their sleep-promoting effects. To make hop tea, grind up a teaspoon of hop cones, place the grind into a tea filter, and put the filter into a cup of hot water, infusing for 10 to 15 minutes. Be warned, hops are bitter, really bitter. To soften the very bitter taste of hops, mix in natural sweeteners like lemon balm or honey. Now let's talk about the critical phase that transforms your fresh herbs into shelf-stable medicine: drying and preservation. Proper drying concentrates the medicinal compounds in your herbs while preventing mold and decay. The time it takes to dry herbs varies depending on the plant, how hydrated it is, the method used, and conditions like room or outdoor temperature and relative humidity. Harvest leaves in the morning after the dew has dried but before the heat of the day causes essential oils to evaporate. Don't wash leaves with water before drying, as this can promote mold. Instead, carefully brush off any dirt. This might seem counterintuitive. We're taught to wash our food, but adding moisture to herbs you're trying to dry creates the perfect environment for mold and bacterial growth. For proper drying, make small bunches and hang them upside down in a warm, dry place out of direct sunlight, or spread the plants out on a clean screen or paper towels laid over a wire rack in a cool, dry spot. The hanging method works beautifully for herbs with sturdy stems like lavender and rosemary. Bundle 5 to 10 stems together, secure them with twine or a rubber band, and hang them from a rack or rafter. The bundles look charming swaying gently in your kitchen or pantry, and they release subtle fragrance as they dry. For more delicate herbs or flowers like chamomile, the screen method works better. Spread them in a single layer so air can circulate freely around each piece. You can tell herbs are completely dry when they crumble between your fingers. A properly dried chamomile flower will shatter when you press it, releasing a puff of sweet, apple-scented powder. Properly dried lavender buds will detach easily from their stems with the lightest touch. Store dried herbal teas in labeled, airtight containers in a cool, dark place. Glass jars work wonderfully, allowing you to see your stores and check for any signs of moisture or mold. Dried fruits generally last about a year when stored well, while most roots stored in cool, dry, dark places may last as long as 3 years. Labeling is absolutely critical. Trust me on this. You'll think you'll remember which jar contains which herb, and 6 months later you'll have a collection of mysterious dried plant material with no idea what's what. Label each jar with the herb name, the date of harvest, and any other relevant information like which part of the plant you dried. Now we come to one of the most rewarding aspects of creating your own herbal remedies: preparation. The methods you choose will depend on which plant parts you're using and what final product you want to create. Infusions represent the simplest preparation method, basically making tea. Infusions are made from plant leaves and flowers by pouring boiling water over the dried or fresh herb and allowing it to steep. Use about 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried herb per cup of boiling water, or 2 to 3 teaspoons if using fresh herbs. Cover the cup to prevent the escape of volatile essential oils that carry much of the medicinal benefit, and steep for 10 to 15 minutes. The covering step is often overlooked but crucial. When you pour boiling water over aromatic herbs like chamomile or lavender, those precious essential oils begin to evaporate with the steam. If you leave your cup uncovered, you're literally watching your medicine float away into the air. Cover it with a saucer or lid, and those oils condense back into your tea. For roots and barks like valerian, you'll need to make a decoction rather than an infusion because these tougher plant parts require more aggressive extraction. Place 1 to 2 tablespoons of dried root per cup of water in a small pot. Bring to a boil, then reduce heat and simmer gently for 20 to 30 minutes. The longer cooking time and sustained heat help break down the tough cellular structures of roots and release their medicinal compounds into the water. Tinctures offer a more concentrated and longer-lasting form of herbal medicine. To make a tincture, fill a clean glass jar about halfway with dried herbs or 3/4 full with fresh herbs. Add high-proof alcohol, vodka works well, until the jar is full and the herbs are completely submerged. Seal tightly, label with the herb name and date, and place in a cool, dark location. Shake the jar daily, and after 4 to 6 weeks, strain out the plant material through cheesecloth or a fine mesh strainer, squeezing to extract all the liquid. The resulting tincture will keep for several years when stored properly in dark glass bottles away from heat and light. Tinctures are incredibly concentrated. Just 20 to 30 drops in a small glass of water can provide a therapeutic dose. This concentration makes them convenient for travel and ensures you always have your herbal remedies on hand, regardless of the season. You can also create sleep-promoting herbal oils for massage or bath use. Fill a jar with dried herbs and cover completely with a carrier oil like sweet almond or jojoba oil. Seal and place in a warm, sunny window for 2 to 4 weeks, shaking daily. After the infusion period, strain out the herbs and store the oil in a dark glass bottle. These herbal oils carry the aromatic and medicinal properties of the plants, offering another route of administration that bypasses the digestive system. Creating herbal pillows or sachets provides yet another way to benefit from your sleep herbs. Dry your lavender, hops, chamomile, or lemon balm, and stuff them into small cloth bags that can be tucked inside your pillowcase or placed near your bed. The gentle release of aromatic compounds throughout the night creates an environment conducive to rest. Replace these sachets every few months as the fragrance fades. Combining herbs often produces better results than using single herbs alone. Try blending chamomile flowers with lavender buds for a floral, calming tea. Mix valerian root with lemon balm to balance valerian's earthiness with lemon balm's bright citrus notes, while enhancing the overall sedative effect. Add hops to this combination for an especially powerful sleep blend, though use hops sparingly due to their intense bitterness. Remember that fresh herbs contain more water than dried herbs, which affects both dosing and preparation. When substituting fresh herbs for dried in recipes, use approximately 3 times as much fresh material. So if a recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of dried chamomile, you'd use 3 tablespoons of fresh chamomile flowers. Safety considerations apply even when working with herbs you've grown yourself. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's appropriate for everyone. Pregnant and nursing women should consult healthcare providers before using most herbal sleep remedies. People taking prescription medications need to be aware of potential interactions. And anyone can have allergies or sensitivities to plant compounds, so start with small amounts the first time you try any new herb. Creating a sleep garden connects you to cycles and rhythms that modern life often obscures. You plant seeds in spring, nurture plants through summer, harvest in late summer and fall, and then preserve your medicines for winter use. This mirrors humanity's relationship with medicinal plants stretching back thousands of years. You become both gardener and herbalist, both cultivator and healer. There's also something deeply therapeutic about the gardening process itself. The act of working with soil, tending plants, and being outdoors in natural light helps regulate circadian rhythms and reduce stress, both crucial factors for healthy sleep. Your sleep garden serves you before you ever harvest a single leaf, simply by giving you reasons to spend time outside, hands in the earth, breathing fresh air and absorbing sunshine. As we bring this exploration of herbal sleep remedies to a close, it's worth reflecting on what we've discovered. The scientific evidence suggests that certain herbs, valerian, hops, chamomile, lavender, passion flower, lemon balm, and others, genuinely possess compounds that can promote relaxation and improve sleep quality. Modern research is validating wisdom that traditional cultures have held for millennia. But these remedies work differently from pharmaceutical sleeping pills. They work more gently, more subtly, supporting the body's natural sleep mechanisms rather than forcing sedation. They require patience and consistency. They work best as part of a holistic approach that includes good sleep hygiene, stress management, and attention to overall health. Growing and preparing your own herbal remedies adds another dimension to healing. It transforms you from passive consumer to active participant in your own wellness. Connects you to the earth, to the seasons, to ancient traditions of plant medicine. And it provides you with remedies that you know exactly what they contain because you grew them yourself. Sleep is fundamental to health, affecting everything from immune function to mental clarity to emotional stability. When sleep becomes elusive, when you find yourself staring at the ceiling night after night, it's worth exploring all the tools available to you. Herbal remedies represent one such tool. Not a magic cure, but a potentially valuable option that has helped countless people find their way back to restful nights. As you embark on your own journey with herbal sleep remedies, whether as a gardener growing your own plants or as someone purchasing quality herbal preparations, remember to approach them with both respect and patience. Listen to your body. Pay attention to how you respond. Work with healthcare providers who are knowledgeable about both conventional and herbal medicine. And honor the wisdom of the plants that have been helping humans sleep peacefully for thousands of years. If you found this deep dive into herbal sleep remedies helpful, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to Deep Science Sleep. We explore the fascinating science of rest, the natural world, and the intersection where ancient wisdom meets modern research. Sweet dreams, and may your journey to better sleep be filled with the gentle fragrance of medicinal herbs and the peace that comes from working in harmony with nature.